Welcome back to another episode of All Things Everything presented by Gulf Coast Smoke. My name is Alonzo.
And I'm Sabrina.
And this is episode, we just said what episode it was and I already forgot. 84?
84.
I was like, what? I forgot. Are you ready for that that next episode of Stranger Things tomorrow? The episode 9, because it's all been fake?
So we were just talking about this.
We were just literally talking about this.
But it's one of those things where it's like, there's no way, like, they're not doing that. But then you see what people are pointing out, the Easter eggs, so to speak, and it's like, yeah, well, crap, that kind of makes sense, or why would they put it in there?
I am on the side of it is not happening. That's
right.
Just me, right? Like I don't think there's another episode of Stranger Things. I think it's completely over. I think it's done. But, I mean, what do I know, right? If I'm wrong, I'll give away 5 bottles of glaze for free. If I'm wrong, I'll give away 5 bottles of glaze for free, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I like selling it, but I'll do it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, if I'm wrong, we'll give away 5 bottles of glaze for free, and we'll figure out how. But you got to listen to this podcast, and you have to drop a comment in order to be entered into winning one of those glazes. So
right.
Make sure to drop a comment if you feel like Stranger Things has another episode coming tomorrow. That being said, how did you like the ending?
I felt a little let down.
Yeah, you're one of those that was like super let down. Right when it was done, so I was on vacation for about 2 weeks and we were spending a lot of time together. Right when it was done, like you were just like, yeah. It didn't do it for me.
It really felt the second I saw, because I was like most people where it's like, oh man, we're an hour in, or we still have an hour left, and like they already beat the villain, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, something else is about to happen. And then like nothing happens. And it really felt to me like Game of Thrones, the way that ended, like the letdown.
Game of Thrones was horrible.
Well, yeah, I agreed. But I'm saying that's how I felt. I felt like that same reaction. Like I thought there was going to be more.
Yeah. I thought Game of Thrones was like super horrible ending. I didn't think this was that bad. I mean,
no, I didn't think it was that bad, but that's just like the feeling it gave me, the vibe it gave me after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if anybody hasn't watched Stranger Things, and you probably don't want to listen to the next minute or so of this, right? So, spoiler alert, just flat out, spoiler alert. I thought it was really, really interesting how they ended everything with 11. I mean, it leaves it up to imagination, and I think that's kind of cool because 11's reality is whatever we think in our brains.
Right.
And I do think that's pretty cool because, in my opinion, like, she did survive. She is out there somewhere, right? But, I mean, to you or someone else, she might be dead. And right. I do think that's kind of cool because it keeps the conversation going for a very, very long time when it comes to Stranger Things. Like, well, the fans, the big-time fans, is she alive? Is she dead? And I really like that. But if there is another episode tomorrow or whenever, I ain't going to be mad at that either.
Yeah,
I mean, because
right.
I like the show. Personally, I like the show. But this is not all things Stranger Things. So we can definitely move on. The biggest thing that has happened lately in our lives was we released officially our cherry pineapple glaze. How has it been so far?
Man, it's crazy. When we put a new product out, we have confidence in it, and we, of course, we're hoping, like, I hope the first day we release this, the first minute, that it goes well. And we're confident, but there's always that little bit of doubt in your head, like,
what if it doesn't go well?
Yeah, what if it's a mediocre release? We try to prepare ourselves the best we can. Do we, for example, boxes? Do I order enough boxes? Do I order too many boxes? Right? These little things that go through our head, and then the day comes, and no matter, even with us confident as we are in this product, we did not expect what happened to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird. So, a lot of you guys, most of you guys probably don't have me as a personal friend on Facebook, or you do, I don't know. And I wrote a little post, like midway through the day, and I even tried to explain it to you afterwards. Like, the word emotional doesn't really hit what I was feeling that day because I couldn't really explain what I was feeling. It was weird. So, we released the product right at 12 o'clock noon. And it was on January 1st. We figured we would start off the new year with a bang. And it, like, instantly took off. And it just did not stop for what felt like 48 straight hours.
Yeah.
It didn't stop. It did not stop. But it was crazy because there was a point where we broke our 24-hour sales record, and it was like really, really fast. Like really, really fast. I'm just going to leave that up for imagination, but it was so fast, like I couldn't even believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? We really did that. It almost felt as if people were waiting for this product. They expected it to be good, and they trusted us. And that's where the emotional, I'm doing the quotations, the emotional feeling came into place, because it's like, dude, thousands of people, I mean, across all platforms now, you know, we have hundreds of thousands of followers. And it's like, we've been getting millions of views per month. And these people that maybe don't even know us trust us enough to, the second we release a product, like, oh, I'm going to go get it.
Well, not only that, but there's a very few people that have actually tried this product before the release.
Yeah.
So the majority, the big majority of people who purchased that first day have never tried it. And they were buying multiple bottles at a time. 2, 3, 6, 9 bottles.
Like they were, you know, it was just crazy. Seriously, so crazy. And, you know, special shout out to those people that did try it beforehand and did help us out and did, you know, give us that feedback, because, you know, if you guys have followed our social media journey for at least a year and a half, you have quite literally seen us post pictures with those mason jars in our kitchen where we were making these glazes, where we were doing all these things, and we were really trying to nail this product. You know, Sabrina and I are not against getting help from anyone when it comes to creating products, especially if it's food scientists, or especially if it's people that understand how to make a wet ingredient a lot more than we do, because we are not food scientists. We do not own a restaurant. That's why I always say I'm not a pitmaster. I'm not a chef. It doesn't matter how good I get at this. I am not a trained chef. I am none of these things, but we love food. We feel like we understand flavor. I feel like Sabrina has a really, really good palate for, just like, I guess you would say, a regular person. I feel like Sabrina has a really good palate, and I feel like we understand what we want to put out, and we understand what people want to taste. And, you know, again, it's just super, again, emotional is not the word, but it's crazy to me that many people were waiting for this product, were ready for this product, and then instantly, boom, let me go buy them. And like Sabrina said, dude, people were literally ordering 6, 9 bottles, and we're sitting there like, dude, you know, you mentioned boxes. We were ready with boxes. We were ready with wrapping paper. We were ready with bubble wrap, everything. And it still wasn't enough, because people were buying so many. We're like, oh, we didn't take this into consideration.
Right.
That people are buying this quantity, and this is a different size of a bottle than our seasoning. And it was like, it was a little overwhelming even for a few days. You know, we didn't shoot content for like 4 straight days.
Oh, because hours of packaging.
Hours and multiple trips that were just like, dude, orders, hundreds. It was insane. But it's one of those things where I try my best, because, you know, first and foremost, like anybody that's listening, I want you guys to understand this is not humble brag or anything. The reason I like to bring these things up is because if you're sitting here dedicating time listening to our podcast, I feel like you have invested time into us, into a relationship that you and I and Sabrina have built together as a listener and as the podcasters, or the people, whatever you want to call us. We have a relationship, and, you know, you guys are getting to know us, and we're being a little more vulnerable here. If you guys have anything in this world that you want to do, please do it. I do not care if it's a glaze. I do not care if it's a glaze that is in the same exact niche as ours. Please do it, because this company has changed our lives. It will continue to change our lives, whether you want to believe it or not. Dedication, hard work, and not giving up will change your life. You know, I've mentioned this before. I follow a specific guy on TikTok, and I really just love his content. And, you know, a lot of the times it's like the person that you want to be is right on the other side of all of your insecurities. Literally. So like your doubts, your fears, your anxieties, your whatever. The person you want to be is on the other side of all of those things. I'm not saying these things are easy to overcome. Like one of his biggest saying is, it isn't easy, but it is simple. Like getting there is simple. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's very simple. work your ass off, don't give up, and just you're gonna get there. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that has purchased a glaze or 9 or 6, and just thank you for believing in our products. And I promise you, this is an amazing product. We stand by it 100%, and we have even more amazing products coming that we think are. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. We have 2 glazes in the chamber right now. Well, this one that we just released, and we had another one in the chamber right now. Sabrina and I personally like this next one better. It's not to say the other one's bad, but like we like this one better. The reason we went with this one first is because we felt like the feedback that we got from people, they really, really enjoyed the uniqueness of this cherry pineapple glaze. So we're like, okay, let's just go ahead and start with this one, and we will see where it goes. But shout out to Sabrina as well, because I went back to work and she's been packaging orders, taking care of all the orders, and it's been, even today, it's still been a lot. So just thank you guys very much, and shout out to Tuttle's Meat Market for helping us out, because we are storing all of our products at their warehouse, and they are just incredible people to know and to have in our lives. So very, very grateful for them as well.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is I feel like a unique product for the barbecue world. I mean, if you're a competition cook, you're familiar with these types of glazes. But if you're a backyard cook, you might not really understand what it's for, what it can go on. And I feel like the beauty of this product is, yes, it is sweet, but I feel like we really elevate as cooks, as backyard cooks, as competition cooks, when we learn how to like pair contrasting flavors. So I think, especially with barbecue, there's a lot of barbecue that's very savory, peppery, but then there's a lot of barbecue where it's like, ooh, this is really good, sweet.
Yeah.
So this is kind of where we're utilizing the glaze.
Yeah.
So, this past couple weeks, we've been really working on recipe development for you guys to show you how we're using it. So let's kind of get into what some of those recipes are.
Yeah. So like Sabrina said, we've really, before releasing the product, we figured out how we wanted to use this product and a lot of the things that we really felt that we could use it on. So some of the very unique things, right? For example, yogurt and granola. Like a lot of the times you go to like McDonald's, right? They have that yogurt and
the parfait.
The parfait, and it's got like I don't know exactly what that is, but that gave me that idea, right? Like, oh, we could throw it over some yogurt. It's delicious that way. We are not drinkers, but I guarantee you can throw this into. We had, I think it was Uwe. He was like, I'm gonna try it in an old fashioned, and then Shane McClare was like, what about in some vodka? I'm like, shoot, let's try it in Seguin. I'll bring the glaze, So
right.
People are already thinking about unique ideas that they can use this for. And I've told you this, and I've said it a lot of times in the content, and you guys are probably going to hear it again, but I'll say it on the podcast. Think of this as a simple syrup that has good flavor. So simple syrup, if you guys don't know, is literally water and sugar that is melted to a point to where you could spread it, you could squeeze it, you can add it to a cake, and what it does is, you can say it better than me probably, but what it does is it adds a flavor and it gives it like a moisture-like effect. So like a cake will absorb this simple syrup, and when you bite into it, it of course tastes really sweet, but it also tastes really moist. So think of this glaze as a possible simple syrup. Like we made a cherry pineapple upside down cake, and we made it pretty close to the way that you make an actual pineapple upside down cake. Of course, we added the cherries, we added the pineapples, we added the brown sugar, the butter, but then we squeezed our glaze all over bottom. It ends up being the top, but all over the bottom of the pan in order to create that little tiny crust. You could taste that glaze so well. And then I even said it in the video. I was like, oh, I'm going to be a little gluttonous here. And I get the glaze and I'm like pouring it over the slice. And it literally like absorbs into the cake. It tastes so good. You had it. I had it. We loved it. The kids loved it. We took it to mom and dad's. They loved it. It was truly so good. And we're not even talking about barbecue yet.
Right.
We're talking about little unique things that you can do. Even my dad, he keeps begging me. He's like, dude, you got to go get some chicken.
Yeah.
You got to fry it up, kind of like sweet and sour chicken. Put it over some white rice, throw that glaze over the white rice with some chicken. He's like, I guarantee you that's going to hit. Or some fried shrimp, I guarantee you that's going to hit. And there's no way he's wrong. That's got to be That's got to be good. We haven't personally done that because we've tried to focus more on like, little recipes here and there that we can show you guys. But we have a lot of content coming down the pipeline that's like centered around this glaze. So we don't want to overflow it too much. We do want to continue to do our standard style content, but think of this as a very, very flavorful, simple syrup that you can use in your everyday life. That is what this was made for. It was made for you to enhance your cooking, not to necessarily enhance your barbecue and smoking. Yes, I love to barbecue and smoke and grill. Sabrina does as well. She likes to eat it as well, but we want to create products that you can use in your home every single day, no matter the occasion. And we are going to continue to push that envelope.
Yeah, and it's almost a little bit thicker than a simple syrup.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like honey consistency.
No.
But it is a little bit thicker. So, yeah, I mean, the possibilities are really endless because it's thin enough that it can thin out like a thick barbecue sauce or any sort of thick sauce. But it's also thick enough to where you can drizzle it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this product is you can use it right out of the bottle to enhance your food, or you can mix it into things.
Yeah.
I thought the pineapple upside down cake just made so much sense to me with that product. And it's got, it has the sweetness of the sugar, the pineapple, the cherries, but it still has a little bit of that that tang from the vinegar. And then it's got, I mean, as you say, a kiss of jalapeno. It's not meant to be overly spicy.
Yeah.
But you should be able to taste a little bit of that flavor.
Sure.
So it's not just sweet. So like don't think of this as just, it's a bottle of syrup.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's
not.
There's more flavor to it. But I think the sweetness of it is what really pairs well with so many things because it can go with the sweet, but it can really contrast savory. So the next recipe I feel barbecue chicken, the classic barbecue chicken. I thought this was perfect for that.
100%. And real quick before we go on to the barbecue chicken, a few things that I've been wanting to kind of talk about when it comes to this glaze, and I haven't really had 100% the opportunity to every time, is like Sabrina just said, a kiss of jalapeno. This was not meant to be spicy. We purposely did this. We did not want our first glaze to be spicy and scare people away. If you guys want spicy, let us know in the comments, in DMs, in emails, everywhere. We can make this glaze spicy. That's the beautiful thing about it. We could take the exact same flavors and we can add spice to this and ramp it up. But we didn't want to be too spicy to where it's like, oof, I don't know if I want to try the next one. So we went for a more mild flavor here. That was done on purpose. The next one will be the same exact way. But again, think about it like this. It's almost like salt. You can add more, you can't take it away. We can add more spice, we can't take it away. I mean, we technically can, right? But after you buy thousands of bottles, it's pretty hard to change people's minds. Like, oh, no, the next one will be better. The next batch will be better. Well, they don't care about the next one. They care about now. So we wanted to bring people in and we wanted to say like, hey, we have a really good product here for you. And the next one can be spicier if you guys want it. So again, you have to let us know that these are things that you guys want, and we can definitely make them happen. If the demand is there, we want to be there for you. The other thing is if you look at the top of this glaze, at times you'll see some bubbles up top where the glaze is actually just like sitting there and the bubbles will rise to the top. So I'm not going to get too scientific with you guys, but when Sabrina and I were originally making this glaze in our kitchen, we would get these bubbles. We never really fully understood them. Again, we are not food scientists, but whenever we went to our co-packer and we had these bubbles, I asked him, I said, I need to know what these bubbles are because I need to be able to explain this to a customer if they ask. I'm not saying you guys care, but I do want to throw it out there that is just a natural reaction to the proteins and the bromelain in the actual glaze itself. It's just a natural reaction. So if you guys go and look at a bottle of honey and you look at the top of that honey, a lot of the times you will see those exact bubbles up top. I mentioned before we were trying to get this closer to a honey consistency because we wanted it to flow out of the bottle really, really well. That's why you're going to notice these things in the glaze. The other thing is you do not have to refrigerate this after opening. The Brix level on this is high enough to where it is completely safe to be out at room temperature all the time. That is also something that we were trying for because I know how it is. You throw a glaze in the refrigerator and then it's hard and then you got to heat it up. This is always going to be at room temperature, or it can be. You can put it in the fridge if you want, right? And it'll be ready to rock and roll right away. We made all of these decisions on purpose. We truly did. These things are not something that Sabrina and I take lightly at all. We are quite literally trying to grow a brand with everything we have. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We would not be doing these things without thought. There's a reason behind every single thing that we've done with our company up until this, and there's a reason that we'll continue to do them. So I don't want to get too scientific on you guys, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown as to why you may see those bubbles up top and why you don't need to refrigerate this. But onto the barbecue chicken, like Sabrina said, classic indirect barbecue chicken legs. 2-zone fire, Royal Oak charcoal, start them indirect, get them to that perfect temp, and then flip them over those coals, get a little bit of char, no burn. And then one of the good things that you can do with this glaze, like you said, is mix it with the barbecue sauce. We take the barbecue sauce, we mix in the glaze 50-50, we dunk the legs, and they're just so good. I don't even know what else to say. They are so good. The flavor is there from the glaze. It looks beautiful. It shines. And then it has just that sticky, sweet goodness, that barbecue flavor. I don't need anything else in barbecue chicken.
Yeah, for sure. And 10 years ago, maybe I wouldn't have been doing this. But the more we've learned about cooking in general, which is ironic because I've been cooking my whole life, but I didn't start really learning the important things until you start barbecuing, right? So now we realize how good the sweet matches with all these different things. So you get the char, you get the savoriness from the trifecta, and then you have the savory barbecue sauce. It's a little thick, but then you add that glaze. It adds some sweetness, a little bit of a tang. So it's just a well-rounded chicken leg. You cannot go wrong with it.
Yeah, 100%. And kind of like Sabrina talked about, when it comes to this glaze, it is sweet. It does have a little bit of a pepper to it. But think about contrast of flavors. Like Sabrina just said, think about what you can do with this. You could get something a little more savory, like the next thing we'll roll into, pork steak. How did I season the pork steak?
Man, so that pork steak was just Southern Belle.
That pork, dude, I'm going to say that was the best pork steak I've ever made.
Oh, for sure. And what's funny is, we utilize all of our seasonings, but we also include, killer hog seasonings.
Yeah,
and then
we love them.
And then sometimes we're pairing seasonings. So it's been a while since we've just gone Southern Belle. And I tasted it and I forgot it was Southern Belle. I'm like, man, this is good. And then you're like, it was just Southern Belle. And I was like, oh, man, really?
Yeah.
And yeah, you have that really savory, just luscious pork steak. And then with that sweet glaze on top, no other sauce, just the glaze.
So what we did with that was I put Southern Belle all over both sides, as Sabrina just said. I threw it onto my Outlaw Ringo at 300 degrees, and I cooked it for about an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes until it reached about 195 degrees. Literally didn't touch it, didn't flip it, didn't anything. The only time I opened that Ringo was when I thought, hey, we might be around temp. We might be around my feel. And the reason I like to take my pork steaks a little bit less than like that 203, 205 for a pork butt is because I want it to be tender, but I want it to have some integrity. I want it to almost bite like a steak, like a real steak. So I take it to that 192, 195, and then we wrap it up and we just let it rest for a few minutes. Man, we threw glaze all over top. We let it rest for, I don't know, how long? About 45 minutes or so?
Yeah, 45 to an hour.
And when I sliced that thing and when we bit it, it was truly incredible. The fat was rendered perfectly. It was so moist. You'll see it in the video. It was so moist. It was so tender. It was just a perfect pork steak. It was a perfect pork steak. It had Southern Belle and had our glaze on top. And it was the best pork steak that I've ever made. 100%. And I've done them a lot of different times. That was the pork steak. That was the best pork steak I've ever made. I don't know if it was a Tuttle's pork steak, but it was pretty close. It was pretty dang close.
Yeah, and the thing I like about that glaze is it really goes on like a glaze. So, I mean, you pour that onto your pork steak or your pork chop, and you almost can't even tell it's there until 100%. You taste it.
100%. And that, I was literally, if you weren't going to say it, I was going to say it. You almost can't even see it.
Right.
Because it goes on. I mean, if you look at the bottle, it's red. It's red. It's plenty red, like really red, I guess. But when like it's a glaze. And it comes out like really, really smooth, almost transparent. It's just next level if you ask me.
Yeah, that was definitely like top 10 bites
that I've ever made. Seriously. Like
Really?
genuinely, it was kind of incredible. I was really, really happy with it. But yeah, so the pork steak and the chicken was just out of control. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we kind of went a different direction with an appetizer.
Yeah.
So we, in the practice realm of, this glaze,
Mm-hmm.
we were using it a lot in jalapeno poppers.
Yeah.
Using it to kind of glaze the outside. But for this, we really wanted to make a dip, like a jalapeno popper dip.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we really like to do is like the buffalo chicken dip.
Oh my gosh.
And so we were kind of thinking like...
That has nothing to do with the glaze, but if y'all have not ever made buffalo chicken dip, it's like the easiest
So
thing ever.
good.
Rotisserie chicken, tear it up, cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, buffalo sauce, mix it together.
Ranch.
Oh my
I put
gosh.
cheddar.
Dude. My gosh, dude. So flipping good. Like it's making my jaw clench because I want to eat some right now.
Throw some glaze in it.
Seriously, dude. It is
It's so
so
good.
good. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so we happened to have been eating that at the time. We were like, you know what, let's make a jalapeno popper dip, something
Mhm.
similar to this. But I feel like anytime you add this glaze into cream cheese, it's going to be really, really good because
dude.
cream cheese is savory, but you can make it sweet,
Mhm.
but you can add sweet to it and still keep it a little more savory, right?
For sure.
So we did a jalapeno popper dip. We had cream cheese, added some cheddar and Monterey Jack,
Mm-hmm.
some bacon, some diced jalapeno, seasoned it with Southern Hospitality,
Yep.
and then just poured that glaze into it. And I feel like it's almost necessary to balance because you got that cream cheese, you got the salty bacon, so that glaze really balances it out.
Yeah, and I'll say even Playas mess up too. You did tell me that was going to actually like spread out and turn into like mush a little bit. Playas mess up too. It definitely did. I thought it was going to stay in the shape. It
Like
did
a
not.
log,
Like,
yeah.
I thought it was going to stay like a log. It did not. So like I said, that's on me. That doesn't change how good this thing was.
Oh, it still worked though.
Oh, it still 100% worked. And it was so incredible. The glaze on top, like Sabrina said, balanced it out so well. We used Ritz crackers to dip. And I don't know, man. It's just, we haven't had a bad way to use this glaze yet.
Yeah, no.
We haven't found one. So beyond the dip, what else?
So beyond the dip, this was, we're going for like a lunch item, right? But let's be real. This could be breakfast, dinner, lunch. That's how good it is. Eat it any time of the day. But it required smoking a pork butt for some pulled pork. And yeah, we spent 5 hours just for a grilled cheese. But let's be real. That was like one of the best grilled cheeses we've had.
Yeah. So we, at our local HEBs, you can go get like half of a pork butt.
Right.
And we figured, we don't need to smoke a full pork butt. Let's just do half of one. So we got half of a pork butt. We cooked it on our grill of grills, and we just let it go till tender. I seasoned it up with, what did I season that with?
TX rub and...
TX and Southern Hospitality. Yep. Yeah, so TX and Southern Hospitality, 2 amazing, simple seasonings, and I didn't wrap it at all. I let it go the whole time for about 5.5 hours until it was probe tender. And after that, we did the same exact thing that we did to the pork steak. We put glaze all over it. We wrapped it in foil for a little bit to rest. And then when we went to shred it, even before I was like mixing everything together, it just had such a great, subtle, sweet cherry glaze. It just was so good. Like so good. It was, man, it was just so good. And that wasn't even the actual premise of the video. It was, but it wasn't, right? So we took that, we got the bread, we threw it on a pan, we put Colby Jack cheese, then we put pulled pork, and then I put glaze over the pulled pork, and then jalapeno jack cheese, and we just toasted it on both sides till everything was nice and melty. And dude, I'm not just trying to say everything we ever make is like so good, but that grilled cheese was out of this world.
Oh, yeah, and I love a good grilled cheese. It's something me and the kids eat a lot, and Penelope tried it, and she's usually just a Colby Jack grilled cheese girl. But she was like, yeah, make mine with the pulled pork. And the thing is we haven't really tried this glaze on beef, but I'm almost excited to try because something about the pepper from that TX rub that was on that pulled pork, when you paired it with the glaze, it was just like, it was so good.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think I even said that in the short form video that we posted a few days back. It was like, hey, this was not made for beef, but if you guys want to, by all means, go try it.
Right.
See how it is, and just go with it. just enjoy it, have fun. And that's kind of what this is all about, is trying these new recipes, seeing what it's going to taste like. And, maybe not always having the most amazing result, but most of the time you're going to have it. But that's just kind of what cooking is about, and having fun and just getting outside. These products were made for you to have fun with. Get outside, experiment, just continue to have some fun. That's really all it is.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why I think it's just, as you said, emotional is not really the word, but just it really means a lot that most people, backyard cooks buying this product, might not even know where to begin with a product like this, but they still bought multiple bottles. So we're hoping, maybe use some of these suggestions, try it out, and then that'll kind of get the gears turning for you to see what you would try it with.
Yeah, 100%. And don't forget that we are consciously making an effort to do more backyard content and do more inside content, because we don't want to be known as just the guys that only, are one-dimensional. And there's nothing wrong with being one-dimensional, but we want to offer a lot to you guys. We want to be something that you go look for. Hey, you know what? I kind of want to make this today. Let me see if Alonzo and Sabrina have done it. If they haven't, okay, no big deal. But at least you give us the chance. At least you think there's a possibility that they've done it. And that's what we want to grow, and that's what we want to continue to do. Enough about the cherry pineapple glaze. We do really appreciate you guys supporting us so much. And I promise you, the next one's going to be a banger, and this is going to be a really, really great year for us. So thank you guys for sticking with us, and thank you guys for, I know we teased it for a long time. I know we were kind of, throwing little subtle hints out there, but thank you guys for everything, truly.
So moving on to the next thing, we're going to go a week or two back to New Year's Eve. We released a video with our top 10 bites of Texas barbecue in 2025. So this all came down from places that we had tried throughout the year, filmed them, put them on YouTube. And so let's kind of walk through that list. I know for the most part, these are, we kind of made the list together, but I think, maybe both of us would probably, or maybe not, might change things. But I think for the most part, you and I were on board with the way this list was.
Yeah, so I would say that respectfully, that this is kind of my list, right? In a way,
right.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not kind of. This was my list, right? These were my top 10 favorite bites. We used 2 honorable mentions, and these were my bites. And like Sabrina said, she was pretty much spot on with me, but she might have changed a few things. She might have changed a few things for sure, but these were mine, and we did collaborate on it the whole time, so it's not like I was like, no, Sabrina, this is my idea and you can't have any say. That's not how it was. I just want to let it be known that, Sabrina might have changed a few things. Towards the bottom of the list, though, right?
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing, right? Is we do have some preferences that are unique to us. There's maybe things I would have put up there in place of something else, but when it came to the top portion of that list, it's pretty spot on. And what was so funny about that Blue October is we both tried it, and neither one of us said anything. But then a little bit after the fact, we kind of talked to each other and we're like, man, that might have been one of the best things I'd ever eaten. And we both said the same thing. So if you watch that video and you think come on, how good could that really be? Or how are the top 2 bites both from the same place? But the reality is, this is coming from a person who really knows how to put these flavors together. That is not a sandwich I ever would have ordered. And I know you even asked me hey, should I order this? And I was like, I guess if you want. That doesn't really seem like it's going to be my thing. And that was literally one of the best things I have ever eaten. So for us to both unanimously agree on something within the first bite of taking it, that just goes to show you that sandwich is really on another level.
So do we want to go through the list real quick?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So number 10, and we'll do it pretty quickly because unfortunately we don't have all the time in the world. So I will say this, you guys should go watch that video. Another thing that I'll say real quickly is Sabrina and I have made a conscious decision. We've made plenty of conscious decisions recently about our content, about how we're going to do things this year. This year, you will not necessarily see a video every 7 days. You will see a video when we feel it is the best possible video we can give you guys. That does not mean it's going to be the greatest video that you've ever seen. That does not mean that we are trying to or are going to be better than the best YouTube channels in the world. It means that we are trying to actively get better every single time that we turn this camera on. So if you don't see a video every Wednesday at 6:30, we're sorry, but we have made a decision to not care about schedule and care about quality and continue to grow our channel through quality. And know that if you guys are coming to our channel, when we put out a video in the past, I will openly admit it, we threw things out there and it's like, and we need a video. We need a video every Wednesday at 6:30. We are no longer going to do that. We do have a video coming up that is specifically about our cherry pineapple glaze. It's not one of those videos that we expect to go viral or go crazy or anything like that, but it is very necessary for us to put out. But do not forget, throughout this year, you will see quality, and quality. You will not see quantity, but we do plan on doing one video every single week as best we can. I mean within the week, it could be 10 days. Like this one's probably going to be 8 or 9 days, right, for this week. And it's because I came home from work today, literally instantly changed. We started filming again. And then we did voiceover. Instantly, we came into the podcast, and it is right now 7:30. So it's just like quality. And it's just important to us. So anyway, number 10, and the only reason it was number 10 is because it's not really a menu item. It was the burnt ends from Pinkertons, and they are beyond gas. If you guys can go to Pinkertons and the cutter is cutting and you have the opportunity to get burnt ends and they say, hey, do you want some burnt ends? Yes, I do. They are so good. They are so succulent, rendered perfectly, extremely juicy. Throw the sweet sauce over top. Shout out Louie. And they are just incredibly fire.
And I feel like burnt ends are one of those things where they can either be really, really good or it's just like, okay, maybe they actually were a little bit, not necessarily burnt.
Yeah.
But maybe dried out, maybe undesirable. So maybe those aren't the ones that they would offer you. But when they're done right, it's like you got the bark, you got the meat that's coming off the point. I mean, it can't get better than that.
Oh, I agree.
So, yeah, if you might as well shoot your shot and try and ask them if you can get that burn in.
100%. So number 9 was?
Number 9 was the pork loin from GW's.
Yeah. So pork loin was something that I never really knew that I could like. But George and the crew over there are making it extremely tender, extremely juicy, and extremely flavorful. We liked it so much that I came home. I called George. I'm like, dude, how'd you make that?
Yeah.
And he walked me through the whole thing. We put out a video on it, and we made some of the stuff that they actually have over there at GW. So that's how much it influenced me. Number 9, the pork loin at GW's.
Yeah, and then so going into number 8 was also from GW's, and that was their mac and cheese. And
stupid good.
Yeah, I understand maybe if you were going into this list thinking every single number was going to be a meat. I mean, the reality is some of the sides that these guys are putting out are so good that you just can't leave them off. I mean, this is best bites, not necessarily best proteins.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's something about the way they're doing that macaroni and cheese. Maybe it's that Ritz mixture on the top, but it's so good. It's good quality mac and cheese. The noodles are cooked right. They're using like a white cheddar. It tastes different than most of the macaroni and cheeses you're going to get at a barbecue place. And then with those Ritz crackers on top, it really feels gourmet.
100%. And I think that one of the best things about it in general is that it kind of shows the variety that they have at GW's, right? So you get great pork loin. Like, who has pork loin?
Yeah.
Then you get the great macaroni and cheese. And macaroni and cheese is also big for us because our kids eat the macaroni and cheese, and it's got to be good if they want it. Now, also, just keep in mind, this was our list and nobody else's, right? So these are our opinions and nobody else's. So if you guys disagree with them, really sorry, but it's just the way we felt. All right, and now moving on to number 7, it was the beef rib from Terry Black's, which you and I have defended hardcore.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say we've because it's usually me because I'm the one that people see. People have been like, no way, Terry Black's is... I'm like, dude, we've had it multiple times. It's fire. And that that beef rib, if you look at the video, you see how easy it was for me to take a bite out of that beef rib. So tender, so delicious, classic beef rib, out of this world.
Yeah, Terry Black's I feel is very underrated. Maybe a couple years ago it would have been higher up there. There's a lot of new school barbecue places out there now, uh, but I feel like it gets. I don't want to even say hate because I don't think that's the word, but I feel like
Maybe not enough credit.
right. I think people feel like it's a little burnt out, overrated or something. But every time that we have had it, and we've even had it like Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever. We've had it to go, and it's arrived at our hotel, and it was still like you were sitting there eating it right when they opened. So yeah, I feel like the quality there is very good, and they nailed that beef rib. Beef rib is one of our favorite things to eat in barbecue. A lot of the times we even say it's better than brisket. So I feel like if you're doing that right, that's something special.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. So number 7, Terry Black's beef rib, incredible. Number 6 was
That cornbread from GW's again.
GW's 3 times on the list, and again shows their variety. Cornbread, really? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious.
It's so good.
It is so good. Like, I quite literally crave that cornbread. So there's really not much to say, but it's a delicious cornbread, and you should go to GW's and try it. Number 5 was not the most surprising, but it just kind of took me by surprise because we had our list made. We literally had our list laid. We had our list made. And then we went to Reese Bros in San Antonio, Texas, and they had a tostada that has pork, avocado. What was on it? Dude, I don't even remember. It was just so flipping good.
Yeah, it was avocado. Their carnitas, which is like their pulled pork.
Yep.
They had like some crema,
Onions.
some salsa, things like that. And so we filmed Reese Bros. We filmed a full review, which you guys are going to see maybe in a couple weeks. So we filmed it with the purpose and the intention of putting it out in 2026, but we still tried it in 2025. And yeah, it really made us rethink, our list because it was so good. The thing about Texas barbecue that I think is so different from anywhere else, and I feel like it's one of the things that makes it the best, is a lot of Texas barbecue infuses a lot of Mexican flavors. And I think that's what can take things over the top.
Yeah, I do agree, but I will also say that we have not had really any other barbecue, like in different states or not that much. So it's hard to 100% compare, but I will say I get what you're saying because, I grew up and you grew up in South Texas too, right? So like Mexican food was huge. It is huge in my lifestyle, in my culture. And whenever I can get those things, it just hits so hard. So shout out to Reese Bros. That video is coming soon. Like Sabrina said, maybe 2-3 weeks. And, hopefully you guys enjoy that one when it does come out. I highly recommend Reese Bros. Like, highly, highly recommend. Then moving on to number 4, which might be super surprising to you guys, but I promise you need to give it a chance. Tuttle's Pork Steak. Tuttle's Meat Market in Woodsboro, Texas. They've been doing this for 100 years. They've been cooking barbecue on Saturdays. The pork steak is beyond incredible. So, so, so good. I know every single secret that they have. Well, maybe a lot of them. When it comes to cooking this pork steak, and I cannot recreate it at my house. They use thick cut pork steaks. They use their Tuttle's house seasoning. They have a beautiful tasting barbecue sauce on the side, and then they have these pickles that are just like, I can't get over how much I love these pickles.
Yeah.
And I like to get a bite with the pickle and the pork and dip it in the sauce and eat it, and it is like, dude, I am in heaven, right? And so shout out to Tuttle's Meat Market, number 4, just a truly incredible dish and something that, I don't know, would that have been on your list?
Yeah, I think so. I would put it on that list. I think it's that good. It's not. Usually I'll, take pieces from you when we go and order.
Yeah.
Because usually if I get a plate of barbecue from Tuttle's, I'm going chicken and, I've been getting chicken and pork steak because the kids like to eat the chicken. But yeah, their pork steak is it's just really good quality. I mean, when you see that pork steak in that video, it's nice and thick. I mean, they're selling these pork steaks in their meat market. And I think it's one of the more popular, or one of the most popular items that they have is these pork steaks. They're thick, they're really good, and pork steak is really an underrated barbecue item to me. But yeah, with the quality of pork steak they're putting out at a place that's only serving barbecue once a week. I know they have a second barbecue day, but it's buffet style.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and we ate it, and it's still fire.
Oh yeah, it's still good. When you put out when you're putting something out pretty much once a week and it's that quality, I mean, that speaks volumes to me. So not all these places are going to be selling barbecue 7 days a week, 6 days a week from morning to night, but that doesn't discredit them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a great pork steak. It's something when we get a free weekend, we're going to Tuttle's and we're trying to get barbecue that day.
100%. And I think that you kind of mentioned it. Not very many people are cooking 7 days a week. But this next place, they are cooking quite literally, I think 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And they're cooking all hours of the day. Pinkerton's Barbecue in San Antonio and Houston, Texas, has one of the best glazed pork ribs that I've ever tasted. It tastes so incredible. Their barbecue sauce on top of it is really, really good. I've mentioned this before. I love a good sauced rib. Sabrina didn't always care for them. She's getting a little bit better about it, but she also agrees that this is such an incredible rib. Perfect tenderness. Doesn't fully fall off the bone. You can rip it right off the bone. Super moist. Super flavorful. Just now we're getting down to these big meats. The pork ribs. You guys might be surprised there's no turkey breast on this list, but, well, I kind of spoiled it, I guess. But anyway, no turkey breast on the list, but the pork ribs are just so, so good.
Yeah, and those ribs, we've had a lot of Texas barbecue. We've had a lot of, or not a lot, we've had some barbecue out of state where, pork is the moneymaker. But I feel like out of all the ribs we've tasted, Pinkerton has done them the best. And that's because we went 1 week and then waited a couple weeks and went back, and it was still the same.
So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of idea, that number 10 almost changed to Pinkerton's pork because it is something that you can readily get.
Yeah.
And Pinkerton's makes the best barbecue pork that I have ever tasted at a restaurant, hands down. I think it's just really, really moist, really flavorful. I think they're doing it the right way. So if you guys go to Pinkerton's, don't only ask for the burn-ins, don't only get the ribs, try their pork too. I almost guarantee you that you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, for me, if I was making this list based solely off of my opinion, that pulled pork would have been on there. That and their potato salad, I thought was just, I can just dream of it right now.
100%.
But yeah, their pulled pork is good. Their ribs are just very high quality Texas ribs, and I feel like, yeah, even if you're not a sauce person, you got to try them because the texture isn't like a Chili's baby back rib sauced rib.
No,
this is a glazed rib. It's very light, but it adds so much flavor to just a perfectly cooked rib. So yeah, definitely give those a try.
Number 2, and this is where we're starting to get to where it's like these are elite. Well, the top 5, the whole list is elite, but I do feel like, this brisket from Burnt Bean is on another level. It is so, so incredible. It is so beefy. It is so tender. It is so moist, and it's just truly embodies Texas brisket. And what's crazy is it's our number 2. I guess technically would bump back to number 3 if we're being real. And then number 2 and 1, or tied for 1 and 1, they also have that Burnt Bean brisket on it.
Yeah, so it's like that. Even though that brisket is number 2, like I said, possibly bumped down to 3, it is so necessary for these top 2 spots, right? They just have the thing is, when it comes to Texas barbecue and your restaurant barbecue, consistency is big. And they're consistently making this brisket just outstanding perfectly.
So number 2 is their brisket. Flat out their brisket, just with nothing on it, is incredible beyond belief. Number 1, or let's just call it 1A, 1B, is the Casanova from the Burnt Bean, which is a fried tortilla with refried beans, barbacoa, a slice of brisket, cotija cheese, salsa, a fried egg. It's just such a delicious bite, but it's got that brisket on it as well. So you get those barbecue elements, you get those breakfast elements, you get the egg, you get those Mexican inspired flavors that I was talking about earlier that really just, we love them. And that bite is so, so good. And for the longest time, there was no comparison. It was number 1, and it was easy. It was easy for me that this was number 1 until we had the Blue October. And I talked to Ernest that day. Ernest is a buddy. He's a good friend. I talked to Ernest that day, and I was like, bro, And he's like, dude, you've never had the Blue October?
Yeah.
He's like, that's my freaking signature sandwich, bro. Like, how have you never had it? Like, he was like mind blown because he sees us in there. And every time we see him, he's, hey, what's up, dude? Whatever. And he was like shocked. He's like, dude, how have you never had the Blue October? I'm like, dude, I just love the Casanova so much. I don't get anything else.
Right.
And yeah, the Blue October is the real deal. Perfect croissant, jalapeno cream cheese, slice of brisket, strawberry jam, and a fried egg. Like, dude, the bite is unreal.
Yeah, it really. I felt like the guy from the green eggs and ham. Like, no, there's green eggs. I ain't trying them. That's how I felt about the sandwich. Like, I don't think strawberry jam with an egg with brisket. Like, I just didn't know how to feel about it. And then all it takes is one bite of trying something, and it can turn out to be your favorite thing. I mean, that's the kind of sandwich I'm like, I want to go back. I want to wait in line. I don't care if it's cold because I want that sandwich again. I mean, props to whoever's making those freaking croissants because they were just the perfect amount of like fluffiness and crispiness to pair with that sandwich.
Yeah, no, seriously. And just overall, so fun to put the list together. So fun to make that video. And hopefully you guys really felt the quality in that video and the time we put in and the effort we put into making that video. It was just, it was a really fun one. And it was not meant to be the Blue October to be number one. And you can tell, because if you go watch the video, you'll see that we took all the footage on our phone. We were not prepared to film for that. We were not prepared to do anything for the Blue October. Everything was filmed for the Casanova to be number one. When we ate the Blue October, everything changed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just was one of those moments where it's like, man, like, why didn't we have the other cameras rolling? We should have just done it anyway. But there was no way of us knowing that a simple breakfast sandwich was going to be the number one thing. Yeah, because it's one thing for us to try it and say, oh man, that's really good. That should be on the list. It's another thing completely to try it and be like, oh, that is number one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big statement.
100%. And I think it did that for us. So shout out to Burnt Bean. Shout out to Tuttle's, Pinkertons, Reese Bros, everybody, GWs that let us come in and film all year long. And it's a lot of fun to do, and we do it with everyone's permission. We always ask before we go, so we really appreciate everybody letting us come out, film our experiences, and putting it out there on video, and just means a lot because we have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. And if you see us in there, if you see us in one of these places, and yes, we film our food before we eat it. Yeah. We are those people. It's what we do.
Yeah.
It helps us to live our dream and chase our freedom. So judge if you want.
For sure.
Stare if you want.
Mm-hmm.
It might make us a little uncomfortable for a couple seconds, and then we're going to get over it real quick.
For sure. No, 100%. So top 10 list was a lot of fun. So the thing that we've got coming up here soon, like if you're listening on Friday, I'm probably headed over there now, is we are going to Seguin to the CBA World Championship contest. It is a $50,000 contest. The GC and the RGC are entered into automatically get an entry to a $1 million barbecue contest. So it's going to be a big weekend. We haven't competed in a while. There's a lot of things that I'm like, how do you do that? How do we do that again? What are we supposed to do there? But at the end of the day, we're cooking barbecue. We plan on doing our best to cook really good barbecue. So hopefully we can go out there, have some fun, and get a few walks. We do plan on filming a video at the contest where we show you exactly the exact sauce to glaze ratio that we're using in competition. And we're not going to hide anything. We're going to show you every single sauce we use. We're going to show you exact ratios, and we're going to show you how we apply it. Because we do want you to run our cherry pineapple glaze in competition as well. We know it's good. We know it's going to be something that you're really going to love. And we are going to start putting out a little bit more content with no secrets held, because we want you guys to run it and we want you guys to be successful.
Yeah, we're back in the enclosed trailer, a new one, but back in the enclosed trailer. So we're gonna get
another trailer.
Yeah, we're gonna get our camera mounts back up and running for kind of some old school filming, which we're actually really excited about. The RV was cool, but not the best for filming. So we're excited to get back into filming mode.
100%. So I think if you're good, Should that be the wrap of this episode?
Yeah, think so.
All right, we're going to be waiting for that episode of Stranger Things to come out tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see if it happens. Don't forget, if it comes out, I owe 5 bottles of glaze to you guys. So comment down below if you think, does Stranger Things have a secret episode that is releasing soon? Well, I guess if you guys are listening
tonight at midnight.
if you guys were listening, then it wouldn't be. Would it be on Friday?
Yeah, I think if it's supposed to come out, I think it was supposed to be like tonight at midnight or something.
Like our tonight or
I think
Friday?
so. Yeah, I think so. So
we'll see.
Yeah, on
If
Friday,
I wake up,
you should know.
If I wake up tomorrow morning going to work and see that there's a Stranger Things episode, I'm gonna be
calling in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh no, there's no way. Hey Timmy, I don't feel good. No, I'm just kidding. I actually have not called into work in like years, dude.
Yeah.
And in years, like, I mean, I was like really, really, really sick. I don't like to call into work. It's just not me. Anyway, if Sabrina's good, I'm good. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that right now. Closer and closer and closer to 100,000 subscribers. We appreciate y'all subscribing, watching, listening, all that good stuff. Sabrina's got something to say.
Yeah, so also make sure to check out all of our retailers. We have our retailers on our website. You can look them up there. Go to our retailers if you need product, because you guys have just sold us out of a lot of our products. We've still got cherry glaze, but you've sold us out of so many things during this last week of having the glaze out. So yeah, make sure to check out all of our retailers who are selling our products.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you guys can't get it at GulfCoastSmoke.com, please make sure to go support our retailers. They are what makes the world go round. They are small businesses, and we need to continue to support them every single day. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. If Sabrina's good, I'm good. We will see you, and you will hear us on the next episode. Peace.